In this training, we will add languages to our survey and manage translations using the Language Manager. The Language Manager allows users to manage multiple survey languages from a single application. We can access the Language Manager by selecting languages in the Build menu of the project controls or from the navigation menu from within our project. Once inside the Language Manager, we can review any languages added to our project. At this time, we have English, which is our project's primary language, and French. We can include more languages to our project by clicking the Add Language button. The drop-down will allow us to select from the numerous languages supported by Decipher. Let's include both Portuguese and Spanish. Please note that adding a language does not translate the survey. System resources, such as the Continue button and error messages, will be automatically translated, but survey content is translated through an exported XLate file. As languages are added to the project, we can review their translation status in the Languages table. Here, we'll see the total number of resources for each language, as well as the number of missing and outdated resources. Missing refers to the number of resources that have not yet been translated. Outdated refers to survey resources that were previously translated, but a change was made to the survey's primary language and the translation may need updating. If for any reason we need to remove a language from our project, we can do so by clicking the delete icon. Doing so will allow us to mark the language as unused or remove it completely. The Language Manager will save the most updated version of each language file, even if it is removed from the project. This allows us to retrieve old languages and continue editing where we left off, if needed. Let's mark Portuguese as unused for now, but see that it can easily be brought back into our project if we need it later on. Once our survey is finalized, we can export the XLate file for each language added and send it to the translator. We'll be able to decide which resources we'd like to export, either all or outdated only, choose to collapse duplicates to save on translation costs, or choose the export format. Let's export our XLate file for Spanish. The Excel XLate file includes 3 columns. The resource column contains the label for the corresponding survey element. The primary language contains the survey content in the program language, in this case English, and is used as a reference. Finally, the text in the translation column will be replaced with the translated text in the new language. We'll want to be sure that any survey code, such as pipe tags programmed into our survey, are left untranslated, as changing this text may result in a formatting or survey error. Once our file is translated, we can return to the Language Manager and import the updated XLate file. To do so, we'll click Import and locate the file on our computer. Once imported, we can review the status of our translation and check for any missing resources. It looks like we have a few missing resources. No need to worry. If we scroll down, we have the opportunity to spot check and edit our translations. Let's switch to our Spanish translation. Here, we can search for particular resources or filter down to only those resources that need our attention. The table here closely resembles the layout of the Excel XLate file. Just as before, we can update the translation by making changes to the text in the translation column. Once updated, the resources will no longer be flagged as missing. The survey language is controlled by the declang variable. We can set up our survey links with the appropriate declang variables by opening the project summary in the test menu. Here, we can open the grid to configure URLs for each sample source. We'll select the desired languages for our client sample and panel sample, then click Update to see